Hello and welcome to the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. We're here for the WBBL League game between the Manchester Mystics and the Nottingham Wildcats. I'm Kaz Bullock and with me is Adam Masters from Brand 161 and we will be commentating the game for you.
How good is it to be back in the gym watching athletes bouncing the basketball, shooting hoops? Tell you what, it's good that we've been able to watch it on all the great streams that are coming out, but actually being inside the gym and watching it for real, can't beat it, can you?
There's nothing like it, and I'm very thankful to be in the position that we are, that we can come here and do this live. Hopefully, when everything's sorted out, we can get people back into the sports centres.
The thing is, at the moment, it's the same with WBBL, BBL, and everything. There's so much good basketball at the moment, and it almost feels like the fans are being robbed. You know what I mean? It's just the amount of good games that we're seeing, but having to watch it on a stream. You know, it's just COVID.
Absolutely. Can you imagine the atmosphere last night if we were in the same venue as the cup final? Can you imagine what that atmosphere would have been like when Leicester won?
Yeah, I mean, we've been here plenty of times during a big game, whether it's GB, WBBL. It's a vibey gym. You know, when there's a crowd in here, when it had been a full house last night, it would have just been so much fun. But we make the most of what we got. We're here, like you say, we're in a blessed position. So it's great to be back, seeing two great teams duking it out as well.
Definitely. So the last time these two teams met was in the Cup back in December. Nottingham took that one 101-75. So Manchester will definitely be wanting to get their revenge there on this game.
The key to this one's going to be trying to contain Joyner. I mean, we were saying a few minutes ago, what was it here in Shumpert went for 66 points combined last game, and that's scary. So Hannah's the only one that can really match up to Joyner. Size-wise, that's going to be the key matchup, surely.
Yeah, definitely. Hannah Shaw in the post against Jasmine Joyner. And Hannah Shaw had a great game against Cardiff in the Mystics' last game before Christmas. Someone else I think will really help Manchester out as well will be Mia Bracker. We haven't seen too much of her this season, but she's going to be playing in the post, and her rebounding, her physicality there, that's definitely going to be something that Manchester need.
What I really liked as well was the game against Newcastle. There seemed to be a nice link-up between Mia and Helen Naylor. They were finding each other nicely, and it was a nice little combination. So hopefully, once again, that little link-in, small as it is right now, maybe that's something that going forward is going to be a factor for them.
Yeah, definitely. That was a nice little matchup when they were on the court together. They just seemed to know where each other were going to be, which is something you really like to see as well from two players that have only come into the team this season.
Yeah.
So we will. We don't have the score for you on the screen, but we'll keep you updated, and we have the scoreboard up here. So during timeouts, we'll make sure we're keeping you informed of the score. We hope to have that sorted in a few weeks when we have some different technology.
Yeah, the technology. Technology don't come cheap these days, so that's the problem.
So we've got the starting fives coming on the court. So for Manchester, we have Hannah Shaw, Georgia Jones, Sophia Song, Ebony Horton, and Vanessa Accra.
Good to see Vanessa back. This is Vanessa's first game this season.
It is, yeah.
Back from London, so I mean, the thing I like about V is that she hustles. You know, she's on the Below the Rim podcast. We have that column that we call the Joe Leadham column. She does the stuff that you don't always stay on the stat sheet, but she's a hustler. She'll dive for loose balls.
Definitely, and that's something that Manchester have as a bit of their identity. You see Rhiannon Bailey just going after every single ball, and it's just that culture of the hustle. Don't let anything go. Okay, so we are about to tip off, and Chelsea Shumpert bringing the ball up for Nottingham. Joyner in the post, defended by Accra, gets to the basket for two. And that's exactly what Manchester will need to try and stop.
They need to try and shut that down before she gets hot. If she gets hot on offense, there's no stopping her.
Sophia Song just misses the layup there with a nice move in the post. And Schumpert hits the jumper. So this duo that we have of Jasmine Joyner and Chelsea Schumpert, they're just working so well together this season, averaging 20 points, 18 points each. They're such an integral part of Nottingham's offence.
Well, that's the thing. Anytime you get a duo like that, you know that you're in trouble. One team punches. Yeah, they've come out fighting for this one anyway.
So Nottingham off to a quick 6-0 start. Manchester will want to slow things down a little bit. So Georgia Jones brings the ball up for Manchester. Looks for Sophia Song behind the arc. Accra to Jones. Jones to Hannah Shaw for 2. And that's what we're going to need from Hannah Shaw in this game.
Definitely. I mean, Hannah's got 6'3", 6'4", so she's absolutely got the height to be pulling down the rebounds and on the offense, doing some hard work under the boards. I mean, it's what she's done for a long time. It's just not every day that you come up against Jasmine Joyner.
It's not indeed. So Nottingham to inbound. Freeman looking to pass the ball in. Shumpert's at the top. Shoots the 3 and gets a friendly roll.
Gets the front. I tell you, these rims at Bellevue are giving some friendly rolls. It was in both games last night. They got some nice bounces.
Definitely, especially a nice one from Kate Oliver to start.
Yeah.
And Ebony Horton drives lane.
That's a bit of hustle from Ebony there.
And Ebony Horton, again, one of those players that is always...
And another one. She's 2 for 2 in bounds there.
But Ebony Horton's defence is great.
Yeah.
So 9-4 Nottingham. Schumpert brings the ball up again. It's a nice screen from Undervist. And out of bounds, Manchester ball. So Horton double teamed there, drives to the basket. And we have Manchester ball, knocked out by Nottingham. So Accra will inbound. And just knocked out of bounds there by Song. So Noah Lundqvist to Chelsea Schumpert. Some nice ball movement from Nottingham there. Joyner fighting there for the basket.
Well, see, what did I say about Vanessa Accra? She was all over it, and that's going to be, you know, we're talking about Hannah getting stuck into it. It looks like that Vanessa's going to be picking up Joyner as well.
And 2 points from Georgia Jones.
11-6 Wildcats.
So Joyner left for the open shot there. That's lucky for Manchester. You can't be leaving Joyner open like that. Gets her own rebound, drives and is fouled. So Jasmine Joyner will go to the line for 2. Joyner hits the first. And sinks a second. 2 for 2 for Jasmine Joyner. I think we had a shot clock issue there.
Possibly.
And at least that's
Swanee at the moment.
So Georgia Jones controlling the ball into Sophia Song. Hannah Shaw just muscling her way to the basket.
That's what I need from Hannah today.
So Hannah leading the Mystics on points with 4. Joyner drives. And the turnover from Nottingham. Ebony Horton with Georgia Jones on the right-hand side.
Oh, nice.
With a nice pass to Vanessa Accra.
Yeah. That's what the Mystics are all about. Fast break basketball. Ebony knew Georgia was weighing, and Georgia could see Vanessa coming down the court there for the easy 2.
And we saw a lot of that in the Newcastle game, didn't we? Manchester's transition offence.
Oh, definitely. This is quite a different starting 5 to what we've been seeing so far as well.
It is, yeah. Maybe Jeff's trying something different just to mix things up a little bit.
But then when you do bring in look at the substitution they can bring in. So Nicolette Fong-Loo-Kee comes into the game. Helen Naylor comes into the game. They've got a deep bench.
Yeah, they have. And Mia Bracker as well.
Yeah.
Who was the WNBL Division 2 North MVP last season for the Worcester Wolves.
I didn't know that.
And Sophia Song fouled as she drives to the basket. So that will be Sophia to the line for 2. Sophia Song in her first year in Manchester, out of UC Davis in California. 4 straight conference titles and a fantastic player to watch.
Indeed, she's just been back to the States for a couple of weeks during the lockdown, so it's good to see her back in the UK. I know she's looking forward to coming back, which is great because, you got a player that's, especially at the moment for these people that are so far away from home, wanting to get back to the team and carry on playing.
So the first shot was short for Sophia Song, hits the second one, 1 of 2 from the line. Georgia Jones defending Tia Freeman, who kicks it out. So Manchester's defence here looking really strong. Shumpert just short there. Bracker fighting for the rebound.
So there it is, Mystics hustle once again. Mia fighting for it, and then Nicolette, the smallest player on the floor right now. But like you said before, we've always had that player. Like, do you remember for years, Rachel James was the one who'd always be the first on the floor at the bottom of a big mound rugby style.
Just a quick break to take some jewellery off, I think, though.
Yep.
And Manchester possession, so Manchester will take the ball. So we are 13-11 to Nottingham with 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Sophia Song shoots the 3. This is there with Shumpert driving. Kicks out, and Nottingham just lose possession. So on court for the Mystics, we have Helen Naylor, Georgia Jones, Sophia Song, Nicolette Fong-Loo-Kee, and Mia Bracker. Song thinks about it, drives, into Bracker, and just rolls out. Shumpert's got Lundqvist on the break. And we have... waiting to find out who has possession there. So Rhiannon Bailey in for Sophia Song for Manchester.
Fresh off her debut on Sky Sports last night. She did a great job with Siobhan Pryor and Kieran Achara and Dan Routledge and the guys.
Absolutely, it was great coverage as well.
It was.
So Nottingham just missed a 3 and back out. Shumpert takes control of the offence. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, it's good move. That's a lucky, that's a nice bit of ball handling there.
So Nottingham to inbound. Naylor on Joyner. Joyner spins to the basket. So that's 8 points for Jasmine Joyner. Georgia Jones pulls up and just misses a three. Tia Freeman. 2 points for Nottingham. So Nottingham lead 17-11. So Rhiannon Bailey driving to the line and getting fouled. And we have a substitution for Nottingham. So Rebecca Jomo will come in for Maisie Everson. Georgia Jones kicks out to Rhiannon Bailey from the baseline for two.
The Manchester veterans linking up nicely there.
So Shumpert looking to pass to Joyner. Tips, but Joyner still gets the ball, gets her own rebounds, and scores another two. 10 points for Jasmine Joyner.
Yeah, Mystics needs to watch this. It's one thing that Joyner can go off at, at any time offensively, but when she's collecting her own rebounds to score as well, that's something that they need to address pretty quick.
Absolutely, they need to get some boxing out. So Chloe Gaynor in for Lundqvist for Nottingham.
Down the bench there. Is she vampire playing today? Or she
doesn't look to be.
No, she looks like she's adopted a coaching role today.
Rosie Hines just comes in for Manchester and drives and scores two.
See Rosie out there really getting some minutes as well, coming up with the basket. That'll settle her nerves down for sure.
Right. So Joyner just splashes it there. 21-15 to Nottingham. Jasmine Joyner on 12 points. Rhiannon Bailey misses the floater.
Hello, moving to the paint there with the floater. That's become Rhiannon Bailey's signature shot at the moment, hasn't it? You notice more and more that's the shot she goes to. With being so strong going into the key as well, she usually gets there too.
Yeah, definitely a signature move from Rhiannon. So Nottingham will inbound. Nicolette Fonluki playing tight D on Chelsea Shumpert. Shumpert shoots and hits.
The way she handles the ball is so nice as well. She went behind the back there. Nice little fadeaway jump shot.
So Hines to Naylor. Out to Bailey for three. And Bracker with the rebound. Out to Nicolette Fonluki. This is the three again. Chelsea Shumpert, another 2 points. So Hines out to Bailey, bit of a miscommunication there, and Manchester will turn the ball over.
What we need to see is Helen Naylor just hit a nice three, get her into the flow as well, because once she starts hitting 3-pointers, you know that she's going to be good for 4 or 5 in the game. Such a smart player, Helen Naylor. She's always been one of those players that you can just her basketball IQ is right up there with some of the best.
So Shumpert controlling the ball. Into Joyner. Spins. Gets her own rebound again and gets the foul. Misses the basket but gets the foul.
So Mystics has dodged the bullet there because once again we're leaving them way too open there to collect their own rebound, let alone other people's rebounds. So they're really going to have to lock down on it. Send Vanessa back in for a bit of hustle.
So Joyner at the line. She'll hit the first. And sinks the second. That's 14 points for Jasmine Joyner in 9 minutes. So it looks like she is still in the same flow she was when they played Manchester back in December. Nicolette Fonluki looking for open player. And another miscommunication and turnover for Manchester. That's something they're going to really need to watch, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, Helen Naylor is wide open at the top of the
Joyner just misses the layup. And that's lucky for Manchester.
Again. I mean, Joyner, what's she on already? She's on 14 points. She's missed a couple of easy buckets too, so Mystics can just keep that pressure on her, force her into shots a bit more.
So Bailey gets fouled as she drives. And Rianne will go to the line to shoot two. First one just rims out there. And the second almost gets her own rebound, but it's knocked away by Nottingham. Joyner's on her own under the basket, and another easy bucket for Nottingham.
So that's a 14 as well, so they're going to just want to see this quarter out, get into the huddle, regroup.
Helen Naylor steps out of bounds on the baseline. So it's 3 quick turnovers for Manchester in the last couple of minutes. Nice defense from Nicolette Fonluki, and the bucket there.
Great hustle.
Chelsea Shumpert with 8 seconds left in the quarter. Hits the three.
You just can't give Shumpert you just can't give her that much room. If she sees a bit of room, she's just going to put the shot up.
Absolutely, she just needs that daylight.
Yeah.
So at the end of the first quarter, we're on Nottingham 32, Manchester 17. Leading scorers for Nottingham, we have Jasmine Joyner on 16 points and Chelsea Shumpert on 12. Leading away for Manchester is Hannah Shaw with 4 points.
Big spread of scorers for the Mystics so far. It's like pretty much everyone who's been on the floor scored, apart from Bracker and Naylor. Everybody else is on the board already.
Yeah, which is definitely a positive for Manchester, but they're going to need someone to step
positive,
up.
But somebody needs to step up on offense and start hitting some buckets. So whether that's going to be Georgia, whether Helen's going to find her flow a little bit. But that's the great thing about the Mystics offense, like we keep saying, is that any of those players down there right now can give you 20 points if they need to. It's just who is going to be that person to catch fire.
Absolutely, and I think we've seen in each game it's been a different player catching fire. So whose turn will it be today? And hopefully they're going to be able to try and contain Joyner a little bit better than they have in the first quarter. Okay, so the second quarter is about to get underway. 32-17 to Nottingham. Jasmine Joyner swings the ball to Tia Freeman, who kicks it back out. Nice. And Georgia Jones with the steal.
Nice pass.
Passes inside to Ebony Horton. And that'll be 2 points for Manchester. And coming out of the first quarter straight into that, that's something that Manchester are looking for, isn't it? It's something
Absolutely,
that they need.
Yeah. Good fast break basketball. Sounds like the Cause on Sophia's song now.
So Mariam Oluoyun will go. No, she won't go to the line. That'll just be a sideline ball. Tia Freeman being guarded by Georgia Jones. And a turnover for Nottingham. Georgia Jones into Ebony Horton, who just misses that roll down. Sometimes it's a friendly bounce, sometimes it's an unfriendly bounce.
She did all hard work. Oh, nice spin move.
So Lundqvist spins on Helen Shaw, gets the bucket. Georgia Jones out to Vanessa Accra, into Hannah Shaw. Hannah gets fouled.
So what I want to see Hannah do is back down a bit more into the under the basket. She's certainly got the height and the strength to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Hannah Shaw knocks down the first. It's 5 points for Hannah. And gets the second.
Great hustle.
Ebony Horton with the steal.
Oh, she's going to be called for. Oh, you know what? I'm glad she got that. I thought he was going to call her for a travel or something then. What is the call?
I think that was an offensive foul call on Ebony Horton.
Unlucky.
But it just shows the hustle that Ebony's got.
She's got a lot of hustle. Big hope for Ebony in the future.
Tia Freeman trying to get away from Georgia Jones. And just knocked out of bounds there by Nottingham. So we have 8 minutes 18 left in the second, 34-21 to Nottingham. Georgia Jones pulls up and is short. Tia Freeman alone under the basket. Easy bucket for Nottingham.
Space again. Coach shows his little gappy. I was wondering if he's got a timeout.
Another steal from Nottingham. Schumpert to Lundqvist. 38-21 to Nottingham.
They're just giving Nottingham a bit too much space under the basket there. I'm pretty sure that's what Jeff's going to be saying in this timeout. We're just leaving people wide open there.
And that's not something you want to give up, is it? You don't want to give up those easy points when you've done the hard work on defense to get steals like Ebony just did down the other end.
As always, we will be with you post-game for the Bondi Bowls MVP for the Mystics. Bondi Bowls Manchester. Aussie-inspired. Let me see if I get this right first time. Aussie-inspired, vegan, gluten-free, bowls to your door. Become a popular part of the game for these players as well.
It definitely has. There's a little bit of competition brewing between people. Okay, so the team's coming back on court after that timeout. We have Vanessa Accra, Helen Naylor, Ebony Horton, Nicolette Fong-Lu-Key, and Georgia Jones from Manchester. And this is the first part of a doubleheader for Nottingham. They play Caledonia tomorrow.
Oh, they got a game tomorrow? Mystics next game, not so next weekend, right?
Mystics play in the Trophy on Wednesday. And then they are away next weekend. Helen Naylor misses the running basket, gets her own rebound, and scores. So Ebony Horton tightly defending Chelsea Shumpert. Lundqvist. Some nice hustle there from Nicolette.
Well, I mean, the guards are constantly right up in everyone's face. I mean, Ebony...
A deep three from Chelsea Shumpert.
Ebony and Nicolette playing some real hustle basketball. We've seen both of them grab the inbounds. It's not even trying to start the possession. So the hustle's not been a problem so far.
Not at all. So Nicolette Fong-Lu-Key out to Helen Naylor. Nicolette out to Georgia Jones for three, misses. And Nottingham get the rebound. Vanessa Accra.
All over them. All over Nottingham.
Shumpert inside, Horton with the steal. Jones to Naylor. And the pass inside just tipped away. So Freeman drives the baseline.
It's a nice play. The other thing that Mystics need to react to as well is the fact that we know who inevitably is going to be coming up with the baskets, but they need to watch these screens that are coming in because they know how to protect Chelsea Shumpert when she's trying to find a way into Joyner or into Freeman. That's the hand up.
Vanessa Accra just loses the ball there. Marianne misses the layup. Back to Manchester ball, over to Ebony Horton.
Nice pass.
And Georgia Jones misses a three. Nice behind the back from Chelsea Shumpert, takes it all the way to the basket and gets the friendly roll again.
So we know that basket's the friendly one.
So 14 points for Chelsea Shumpert.
42-23 Wildcats. Mystics need to make a move fairly soon to bring this lead down. It's not dropping for him. Ebony Horton on the floor again.
So Jasmine Joyner re-enters the ball game. And Chloe Gaynor will take a seat, and Mariam Oloni. Chelsea Shumpert to Jasmine Joyner. Joyner misses a step back.
That's what you need to see. Vanessa Accra's right up in her face there and kind of denied her getting a good shot.
Sophia Song back in for Manchester.
Nice move.
Gets the basket and the foul.
That's what we want to see from Sophia. We know that she can do that. She's got a nice shot from the outside, but we know that she handles the ball so well in the key. She can just get in there. That's going to raise her confidence a little bit. She can hit this one as well.
Had a very strong set of games in the cup run, did Sophia Song.
She did.
So that shot there, short. Shumpert out to Freeman. And Song with the rebound for Manchester.
Nice pass.
Naylor out to Jones. Georgia Jones looking for her own rebound.
Georgia Jones just can't catch a break with these baskets today.
And we will have timeouts.
But interestingly, if you look up at the scoreboard, it's 42-25 to Wildcats. Shumpert and Joyner 14 points to 16 points, Freeman 4 points, and Lundqvist 8 points. Every single Mystic apart from Bratka is actually on the scoreboard right now. That's something that surely, they're going to notice and go, hang on a minute. It's those three or four players for Nottingham that they just need to try and shut down more.
Absolutely, yeah. And like we've said before, Manchester have got a lot of players that can come on and can score. It just needs to happen.
Yeah. Much as we all love to see that great Mystics offense, it's defense ultimately that wins games, as we know, without sounding too t-shirt phrase corny there.
Absolutely.
What is it? Offense wins titles, defense wins the championship.
Offense wins games,
offense
defense wins championships.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So the Mystics back on court. We have 4 minutes 35 left in the second quarter. And the Wildcats have a 17-point lead.
Which is a deficit that we know the Mystics can come back from, I'm not too worried about a 17-point lead just yet. If they can bring that down to below 10 before half-time.
That'll definitely be key. That was something that they want to. So Casanova in for Shumpert. Shumpert's taking a bit of a break for some time.
Someone just took a hit there. Sean Casanova takes a hard hit to the face. Seems to be okay though.
So Accra into Son, who's called for the offensive foul.
I think that was a little harsh.
I think.
Was it an offensive foul?
Maybe missed what happened there. And Tia Freeman gets knocked down as she shoots the basket. Georgie Jones driving to the lane and misses the layup. Freeman again with another 2 points.
Tia Freeman, another young player that's done great things at under 16s, under 20s for GB. Obviously, Mystics have got Ebony Horton as well, so it's always great to see representation from the under 20, under 16s, under 18s coming through in the WBBL. It's a great platform for some of these players to progress.
Absolutely, and we saw some of the talent that we've got in this country on display last night in the cup final as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the WBBL is one of the most competitive leagues in the country overall in basketball. I mean, you and me talk about it constantly. I know that you guys on Focus Hoops do such a great job bringing the women's game to the fold, but it's like I always say, the women's game in this country are the ones that have had the most success for the past 10 years with what they've done with the Commonwealth, Eurobasket. I know it's not worked out this time with the Olympics and Eurobasket, but just look at how far it has come.
Absolutely.
And it's no coincidence that you're looking out on the floor now. Right now we're looking at Ebony Horton, who's played at youth level. You've got Nicolette, Georgie Jones, Helen Naylor, GB veterans. On the bench you've got Rhiannon Bailey, who's an England veteran, Hannah Shaw. There's a lot of experience out there. The same with Nottingham. It's a great place to see some really talented players.
Absolutely. Nicolette Fong-Luki drives the lane and the ball just rims out there of the basket, but she will go to the line for 2. And that is a third foul on Casanova for Nottingham.
That just kind of says it all there. I mean, Nicolette Fong's 5'3", 5'4". And she's able to get to the basket like that.
So Shumpert in for Casanova. Fong-Luki hits the first. And drains the second.
Because one thing we haven't mentioned yet is that Shumpert and Joyner were teammates in Chattanooga.
At university, yeah.
So
I mean,
they've known each other a long time, so it's no coincidence that their link-up play is as good as it is.
definitely, when players have played together for that long, it's just
Sure.
a connection. So turnover, Manchester there.
Oh, I thought it was a travel.
Manchester looking.
Nottingham lucky to get away with the travel there.
Jones to Naylor.
No.
3 short, but she gets a rebound.
Yeah.
Misses
Second
that
chance
one.
basket.
And that is what is going to hurt
That's what
Manchester if they
it's
can't get those
gonna
second chance points. So Joyner inside to Lundqvist. Lundqvist turnaround jumper off the glass.
Lead stretches out 50-27 to Wildcats.
So Manchester just needs some offense to get going. So Accra inside to Horton, out to Naylor. Thinks about the shot, passes to Jones. Accra screens for Georgia Jones, and 3.
We talk about this room being tight though. That one struggled to make its way through, but at least Georgia's finally hit that 3-pointer she's been looking for.
So Chelsea Shumpert with a clear path to the basket.
Once again. It's that link up again. The screen comes in from Joyner. Easy lane.
And another quick turnover for Manchester. Nottingham leading 52-30 with 1:41 left in the second quarter. So Mariam Alouni bringing the ball up for Nottingham. Jomo to Joyner. Joyner just short there. Georgia Jones takes control.
Vanessa Accra putting in some good work on defence there again.
Accra to Jones. Jones for 3. And a miss. So Horton's picking up Shumpert full court, trying to get hands on the ball. Jomo looking to screen for Shumpert. And Shumpert gets the foul on the shot, so she will go to the line for 2. So Chelsea Shumpert with 18 points, leading all scorers. And she's having a fantastic season so far, is Chelsea. 20 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 5.6 assists.
Yeah, I mean, that's some good numbers to have.
So Chelsea Shumpert hits the first 3 throw. The second one just rolls out, but Jasmine Joyner's there for the rebound. Out to Shumpert again. Shumpert into Joyner.
Vanessa Accra hustling again.
Joyner called for the travel, so Manchester will control the ball with 37 seconds left.
You know what I love about players like Vanessa Accra? It's what I was saying before. You see Georgia, she was in traffic. The column that we have on the Below the Rim podcast is called the JLC, the Joe Leadham column. So it's the players like Vanessa Accra who you don't look up at the board and see a lot of points. You might not see huge amounts of rebounds, but it's the hustle, the heart and soul of the team. Those are players you just can't do without. And she's just doing what she does right now.
Exactly. Fong Luki out to Naylor. Naylor just short. And Ebony Horton goes up for the rebound. But Nottingham control. And Joyner again alone under the basket.
55-30 missed it. Yeah, Nottingham.
And that's the end of the second quarter. So we are 55-30 to Nottingham. Chelsea Shumpert with 19 points, Jasmine Joyner with 18, and leading the way for the Mystics is Hannah Shaw with 6 points, followed by George Jones on 5.
I mean, this is such a crazy scoreboard to look at for the Mystics right now, because we've said a couple of times that everybody apart from me is on the scoreboard, which is good because everybody's obviously finding a basket, but you just need to see that player who's in the teens at this point in the game, you know, someone who's found their rhythm a little bit. Unusual that George is going in at half time and only 5 points, because by now you're sort of looking at her having between 10 and 20 points already. But just not clicking. There's been a lot of misses, a lot of unlucky rolls coming out of the basket. Second half, somebody's going to have to step up offensively, though, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there. And have Manchester got quite a job on their hands in this second half? Are they going to be able to pull this 25-point lead back?
I think they've got a big job on their hands. I mean, 25 points is not a nice number to have to come back from. That's a big deficit. But if they can come out doing what we know Mystics can do and come out firing, whoever it is, whether it's Georgia, whether Helen Naylor finds a rhythm, somebody's got to come out there and hit some baskets early on. And if they can do that, the lead comes down to 15. You know, a couple of good turnovers, it comes down to 10. It is a big deficit, but it's doable. We've seen Mystics do it. We've seen numerous teams do it in the past. Newcastle nearly did it here a couple of weeks ago. You know, they brought the lead down a little bit, but it's a big task. It's not impossible, though. So 55-30 Mystics. We're going to take a couple of minutes and we'll be back with you in around about 10 minutes, Kaz. What'd you say?
Yep, we will. We'll take a quick break and be back then.
Stay with us. Inside the game. Oh
inside the game.
And we are back underway in Manchester for the second half of the Manchester Mystics and Nottingham Wildcats. Nottingham currently leading 55-30. So Manchester with the ball. Georgia Jones into Vanessa Accra. Out to Ebony Horton. Thinks about the shot. Drives the baseline. And misses the basket off the glass. But gets the steal. It's Jones into Hannah Shaw. To Sophia Song. And Shumpert steals the ball away. Pulls up for three and hits.
Yeah, she's definitely about it today, isn't she?
22 points for Chelsea Shumpert. So foul on Lundqvist. And Manchester inline ball. Accra to Song to Jones. Hannah Shaw sets a screen. Jones dishes out to Horton, who hits the three.
So that's what we're talking about. Somebody who's come out and hit a big basket like that. Hopefully can spark the offense a little bit more.
Shumpert shot short, but Jasmine Joyner is there for the rebound and gets fouled after putting the ball in the basket. So she'll go to the line for one shot. And we said in the last game the Manchester Mystics played against Nottingham. Joyner and Shumpert combined for 66 points. They're on 42 already. Do we think they might break that today?
Well, 66 was impressive. If they can beat that, that's super impressive. Obviously, we don't really want them to.
From a Manchester point of view. So Joyner misses the free throw, but Nottingham get the rebound, so they will retain possession. Tia Freeman driving to the basket. Just misses there. Accra to Song. Song back to Accra. Short, and Nottingham will take control. Lower Lundqvist. Freeman to Shumpert, and looking for Joyner under the basket.
That was nearly a great pass into Joyner there. Couldn't quite get the handle on it, but she's got those long arms. She can catch those passes all day.
So 27-point lead for Nottingham. Manchester will be looking to chip away at that. George Jones pulls up and the ball just spins out of the basket. Jones's pass to Horton was just deflected there by Mariam Olouni. And Olouni is quite a recent pickup for Nottingham. She's been having a good game so far. Again, one of the players maybe for Nottingham that might not show up on the stat sheet at the moment, but playing off ball.
Yeah.
So Georgia Jones with the ball. passes out to Sophia Song, who drives to the basket and makes the two. So Horton on Shumpert, and we've spoken before about Horton's defence.
Yeah, I mean, she gets right up in your face and does exactly what you want to see somebody doing on the perimeter on defence.
So it would be a Nottingham end-line ball. Freeman to inbound. Into Joyner, who is fouled. So that's 3 fouls on the Mystics, 1 to Nottingham. We have 6:53 left in the third. And an open look there for Lundqvist, who hits a 12th point. Manchester swinging the ball around. Vanessa Akera with the open look. Drains it. So Manchester getting into a little bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, they just need to keep something going. Is all they can do at the moment. Joyner goes in there. They have to get a grip on Joyner.
Quick turnover there for Manchester. Oluwuyan's there. And Freeman hits a big three.
Freeman, that's a nice three-pointer there.
So 11 points for Tia Freeman, which takes Nottingham to a 30-point lead. So Jones swings out to Song from the top of the key, just short. Fighting for the rebound, and Jasmine Joyner's there. Freeman
again, that's huge.
2 threes in
She's
succession.
She's feeling it.
So Freeman guarding Georgia Jones. Jones off the glass for 2 points. 7 points for Georgia Jones. And Rebecca Jomo will come in for Nottingham. Rhianne Bailey and Helen Naylor and Nicolette Fong-Lu-Kee for Manchester. Freeman into Joyner. Joyner with the pull-up. Hits 24 points for Jasmine Joyner in today's game.
And Chelsea duking it out to see who can take the lead in the scoring.
Naylor misses the three. Freeman gets the rebound.
There's some uncharacteristic misses from the Mystics as well.
Bailey defending Joyner. And leaves Jomo open under the basket. Akera kicks it out to Naylor. Naylor looking to pass to Nicolette Fong-Lu-Kee, who is short. Shumpert and Jomo on the break, and another easy basket for Jomo. So it's 76-39 Nottingham with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Jones with the three at the buzzer.
Jeff Jones Richard says finally one goes down for us.
So Jomo into Joyner. Lundqvist free at the top of the key, but Joyner's getting double teamed down. So we have a timeout, Manchester. And both teams will talk things over. Jasmine Joyner, leading scorers with 24 points and 14 rebounds.
I mean, that's huge. 14 rebounds as well. I mean, she was collecting her own rebounds in the first half, like we said. Down in the assists column, Georgia Jones and Chelsea Shumpert both have 6 apiece.
Something that will maybe stand out for Manchester is the leading rebounder is Georgia Jones, who is not one of the tallest players on the court. So Manchester's leading rebounder in the cup and in the early games was Dominique Allen, who isn't playing today, and they look to be missing her presence.
Well, definitely. I mean, any time that you haven't got Dom on the floor, you're going to miss her presence under the basket. I mean, she's a very experienced player, one of the great GB players for me. What she's achieved in the game is obviously huge. One of the silver medalists at the Commonwealth Games. So, yeah, we're definitely missing Dom out there today. Certainly the rebounding is where Mystics are getting killed right now. 17 rebounds as opposed to 33 for Nottingham. Although both teams on 13 turnovers, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think the difference that we see is the points that the teams are getting from turnovers. Manchester with only 6 points off 13 turnovers, whereas Nottingham have got 16.
Yeah.
It's converting the steals, the turnovers, making the other team pay for the mistakes.
Definitely, yeah. When you're looking at bench points as well, Mystics have got 10 points to 0 for Nottingham right now, which is incredible when you think about it. But then when you've got Jasmine Joyner, Chelsea Shumpert, Freeman doing what they're doing, and Lundqvist in there with 12 points as well. So it's the start of the game about Mystics' offense not necessarily being as much of a problem, but today maybe we cursed him. Maybe we never say that again before the game.
I mean, at this point, what are you looking for if you're Manchester? Are you trying to...
Just a rhythm, just some kind of a rhythm. Somebody, I mean, Georgia's, she's back in sort of familiar ground, 10 points, but she needs to just find a bit of a flow, see if she can make something happen. If they can hit a couple of threes from the outside, I mean, anyone out there on the floor can hit the three-pointer right now. Helen Nail has had a quiet game by her standards. She's a great shooter. So what they need is just somebody to find a spark and a bit of a rhythm and see if that can trigger something. But defensively, they've just got to keep trying to clamp down on Joyner and Shumpert as well, because if it's not Joyner under the basket scoring, Shumpert's just waiting for those screens to come in from Joyner so she can penetrate into the lane.
So back in play, Georgia Jones with the ball for Manchester. This is out to Naylor looking inside. And out to Rianne Bailey for 3, and that's good.
There we go, Rianne maybe the points to give the spark. She can hit threes. We know Rianne's got an outside shot.
Turnover in Nottingham, and that will be Manchester ball. From Lukien to Jones. Lundqvist with the foul on Bailey there. Not a foul there. Oh yeah, sorry. Third foul on Lundqvist. Bratka sets the screen for Jones. Out to Bailey. To Bratka. Bratka puts the ball up at the buzzer, misses, but Rhian Bailey gets the rebound and just misses the layup. We're playing some hard defense on Tia Freeman there. And a a 8-second violation there for Nottingham.
Well, it looks like Mystics are going to go full court here and try and break them down that way.
It's a 31-point lead for Nottingham. 2 minutes, 12 left in the third quarter. Jones with a short jumper, misses. And Bratka and Freeman fighting for the rebound. Gainer there. Not Freeman, sorry. And it will be endline Mystics ball. It's Naylor into Jones. Jones to Bratka, who is fouled on the drive. Bratka misses the first. It hits the second. First points on the board there for Mia Bratka.
So that means that every single player on the Mystics squad today is on the scoreboard.
And Manchester on 5 fouls this quarter, Nottingham on 3. So Nottingham will go to the line.
So what are you guys at Focus Hoops up to? What have you got coming up at the moment?
So we've had a big WBBL Cup preview. Shumpert hits the first. Bit of a preview. Wednesday and Thursday. Friday night we had a review, and we'll probably be analysing some of these games next week. Shumpert hits the second. So that's 24 points for Shumpert and Joyner. And Joyner scoops the layup in. So Nicolette Fong-Lukey out to Georgia Jones, Helen Naylor. Fong-Lukey in the corner, just loses control, and that will be another turnover for Manchester. Hallelujah. Joyner at the top of the key, drives, and knocked out by Manchester. So timeout Nottingham. We are at 80-46 to Nottingham with 47 seconds left in the third quarter.
Just excuse for so it's going to do a quick battery change. But in fact, we're okay. We've got a power supply.
So leading all scorers, we have Jasmine Joyner with 26 points. ...14 rebounds and 2 assists. Followed by Chelsea Shumpert on 24 points, 3 rebounds and 6 assists. Georgia Jones leading the way for Manchester with 10 points, 6 rebounds and 6 assists. I think that the rebounding is something that Manchester are going to probably be looking at after this game. We were talking before how that's something they needed to plug the gap. And they're going to be looking how they can do that in the next game. So Manchester will be playing in the WBBL Trophy against Caledonia on Wednesday, the 17th of February. And then they will be in Essex next Saturday. Next home game, not for a while, not until March the 17th. So Nottingham inbound, Shumpert to Joyner. Oluyin, guarded by Bailey, who gets the steal. Fong Lu Ki gets the layup. "25 seconds on the clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Shumpert puts it up from 3. Misses, but Joyner is there for the rebound and is fouled. So it's the first foul on Rhian Bailey. Jasmine Joyner at the line. Knocks down the first. And misses the second, but is there and gets her own rebound. Gaynor puts the shot up. Foul on Nottingham there, so we will have sideline ball Manchester with 0.07 seconds left on the clock. Bailey puts up a 3, but it's no good. So we will take a break going into the fourth quarter. And we'll be back.
So we're going to take a quick moment just to tell everyone to follow Focus Hoops on all social media. What's your handle on Twitter? @FocusHoop, yeah, and on Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube. You can find me every Monday sounding off along with Pablo, Jasper, and Io on the Below the Rim podcast, where we talk things all things BBL, controversial and otherwise, gets us in trouble quite often, but it's just what has to be done, Kaz. Sometimes you've just got to say it as you see it and bring the noise.
Hey, anything that starts debate about basketball is going to be a good thing.
Exactly, and that we do very well. If you hit like and subscribe as well on the Brand 161 channel that you're on right now, we'll be bringing you every single Mystics game from here at Bellevue. There's all sorts of other stuff revolving around the game. And that includes GB, Manchester Magic, of course the Mystics.
We are back underway in the fourth quarter. Nottingham leading 81-48. Chelsea Shumpert fouled as she drives to the basket.
.33 points is a huge deficit, but they just need to bring that down as much as they can. This reminds me of the first game against Leicester when they were down by like 30 points. I think they brought that to within 10.
And not to forget, Manchester haven't played a game since the 19th of December.
It's a long time.
And we've said before, it's very hard to replicate game conditions. You can't get into game shape without playing a game.
Definitely.
So
they took some time out from practice as well when the second lockdown started. They had to just pull the plug for a while. So
Joyner with a big block on Horton.
So yeah, it's going to take them a game or two to get back into the flow that they were in before the lockdown.
So Fung Lu Ki loses it. Olaruyan controlling the ball. Gainer inside to Joyner, but the pass is broken up. Horton to Accra. Looking to go all the way, and she does. Gets a friendly roll there.
Vanessa just working away.
So Vanessa Accra with 6 points in her first game of the season. Joyner alone under the basket again.
If anything, it's almost like Vanessa's been that desperate to play some competitive basketball. She's just come out and gone for it. She's had a really good game because she's just been working hard. She's been hustling. She's been grabbing loose balls. A couple of baskets on the board as well. So very much that Joe Leadham column that I keep referring to.
Absolutely.
She's just putting in work, and that's what it's all about.
You look at the stat sheet and maybe it doesn't jump out to you, but it's the off the ball things, the things that aren't shown up there.
Sometimes even if you're watching it on the TV or on a stream, you don't necessarily always pick up on these things. But certainly when you're watching a game live and you're so close to the action, you can hear the emotion down there. Vanessa just works hard, and if you speak to any player on the team, they'll say that they love having V on the court because she'll just work hard. Much like Rachel James did for so long. She'd come off the bench, she'd give you some points, but she'd work hard.
So Nicolette Fung Lu Ki drives to the basket, and again the ball just rolls out there.
Good on some Rihanna there.
Sophia Song. Fung Lu Ki. Rhiannon Bailey setting a nice screen. Out to Ebony Horton. And it won't drop.
Well, you know what? When it's not happening for you, it's just not happening. Oh, big block there from the smallest player on the court.
Nicolette Fung Lu Ki.
Nicolette Fung Lu Ki with the block. Bench erupts there.
looking a little bit surprised at herself.
Yeah.
So Nicolette passes inside to Sophia Song with a little spin move, and it just
And
bounces
it
out
just won't
again.
go. Someone put cling films on his wrist.
Oluwiyin, fouled by Horton.
Puts Ebony Horton on 4 fouls. Just looking down the board with foul trouble here. We've got Rian on 3. That's 4 for Ebony. Everyone else on 2 fouls. Nottingham have 3 players on 3 fouls.
So Freeman spinning in, out to Gaynor. Gaynor drive into the basket with a hook shot. But Son's there for the rebound. Bailey fakes, passes inside to Accra, and it's just knocked out of bounds there by Nottingham.
Big substitution from Jeff Jones there.
So Rhiann Bailey and Vanessa Accra will come out. And Rosie Hines and Hannah Shaw will come in to Manchester. Ellen Naylor to Horton in the corner. 2 seconds on the shot clock. 1. Turnover Manchester. And Oluwiyin is there again. Lundqvist with a shot from the top of the key. She's on 14 for the game. Jones's 3 is short. And Freeman will just lose control there with the ball off the foot. Manchester swing the ball around. Horton to Jones. Shaw in the middle. Nice little fade away.
That's a Hannah Shaw signature move. What fade away just under the basket there.
Freeman with a high arcing three.
That's touched the ceiling.
17 points for Tia Freeman.
She's had a great game.
So we have 5 minutes 30 left in the fourth quarter. Nottingham leading 89-52.
See Freeman with 5 assists as well. She's having a great game.
Rosie Hines to Naylor. To Shaw. Hines. And gets the roll.
Finally, a good roll.
4 points for Rosie Hines. Lundqvist with a shot from the line, which is good, which takes her to 16. Hannah Shaw with a misses the open layup. Gets her own rebound though, and misses the second. So Nottingham's coming out really strong all game.
Yeah, they want to hit that 100 mark.
They managed it last time. Will they do it again today?
How far off the 66 are Chelsea and Jasmine? So they're 54 combined. Yeah, maybe.
It's been interesting this season to see some games where you might have teams leading by quite a lot, but some of the, your star players are on, and that's due to like lack of practice for teams, games not playing, so they're using games where they have got a lead. And Hannah Shaw hits from the top of the key.
Well, I mean, for Jeff Jones now, this is a point of the game where you just think, well, the game's gone, so we just try a few things out in a live game situation against a very strong team like Nottingham.
And how far do you see Nottingham going this season against the likes of Leicester, Sevenoaks, Essex?
Well, I mean, they've got to be right up there in the mix, haven't you? I mean, that's the teams you've mentioned there are the teams to obviously always be wary of. But, I think that they have every chance. I mean, how do you feel about them? I mean, they're such a strong team. But the only thing that I would say is that they're not as deep a team as some of the other teams like Leicester and the Mystics even. And they do rely heavily on the same rotation of 5 players.
Yeah, and that can sometimes be a problem when you get deeper into the season, playing a lot of games.
Yeah. So that's when tightness does come into it. If you're playing 30 plus minutes a game every game.
Jump up for the 3, and Hannah Shaw with the rebound. Rosie Hines. To Georgia Jones, back to Hines. And Hannah Shaw with the rebound, but again, misses the layup.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those games where Mystics can't buy a bucket right now. They're just, it's just not happening for them. Wild shot there.
Casanova left open on the baseline. So Hines fakes, drives, and it just won't drop for Manchester.
No.
So Hines again, off the glass. And it's just too strong.
Yeah, I think she was looking for the foul there as well.
And this is a Nottingham team without Siobhan Pryor playing as well. We should note.
Yeah,
they're not totally at full strength.
Siobhan Pryor, obviously another great British basketball player. I'm not sure why she isn't playing today. Maybe they felt that they didn't need her out there today. But anytime that you've got a player like Siobhan Pryor on your bench, you know that you're onto a good thing as well. Not just on the court, but off the court too. She's obviously very, very experienced. Again, did a great job last night on Sky Sports with Rhiann Bailey. Knows the game so well. But it's like I'm saying, Kaz, we're sitting here watching 2 teams with so many great players of the British game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, which is why it was great to see Sky give coverage to the final last night to kind of showcase some of the talent that there is.
And there is. We've so much talent in this country.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say is Sky, finger out some WBBL games too. Do it as a double header each week.
I'm in for that.
Yeah, you can afford it. Easy enough. BBL coverage has obviously been great. There's no reason why they can't do it with the WBBL as well. And it's like we all talk about so often. The women have been such high. The caliber of basketball is so high, and the achievements that some of these players have made. We should be shouting about it. These are heroes to a lot of kids out there that watch the game.
Absolutely. How many people are going to be inspired by watching Joe Leadham nearly lead the team to the Olympics?
Of course.
So Nottingham, Casanova driving to the basket, gets the foul. So Casanova will go to the line. hits the first. And the second one will be just short. Song to Horton. Horton's 3 is just short, and Hannah Shaw is there for the rebound. Ellen Naylor to Sophia Song, and we have an off-the-ball foul.
Well, with a minute or so left in the game, maybe we should talk about the Mystics Bondi Bowl MVP. Bondi Bowls have been a new partner for Brand 161 and Focus Hoops. They're bringing us the MVP prize each week. Aussie inspired plant-based, gluten-free bowls delivered to your door.
So if you're in the Manchester City Centre and a little bit further out, you want to check them out. They've got some great stuff on their website, on their app.
Follow them at Bondi Bowls UK, bondibowls.co.uk.
Hannah Shaw just drops the ball in for 2.
Now, I have an idea for who I want to have as the Bondi Bowls MVP today, Kaz. I'll tell you after this play.
Naylor to Horton, who's short with the 3 again. So who's been your player of the game for the Mystics?
Well, you know what? It's been such a difficult game for the Mystics. They just haven't been able to get into any kind of flow. I mean, we look up at the scoreboard. Every player on the Mystics bench has scored a basket.
Freeman just misses the running layup there. Gaynor's there for the rebound. Back out to Freeman. Casanova with a shot, and out of bounds, Mystics ball.
So there's 2 people in it for me. There's going out. Oh, big 3 for Sophia right at the end there.
So that will take it to 95-61 to Nottingham.
So for me, the Bondi Bowls player of the game is actually going to be Vanessa Accra, because whilst nobody sort of lit it up on the offense and scoring today, I think Hannah Shaw led the way with 12 points, Georgia with 10 points. Vanessa chipped in with 6 points, but what she did off the ball, I've mentioned it a couple of times during the day, she was just hustling. It's the first game back, so she's playing cold, but she came out once in it. She was involved in every loose ball, fighting for it. So for that reason, that's who my choice is going to be. How do you feel?
I totally agree with you there as well. And I think if you were to go back and watch that first quarter, that was some really strong defense that Vanessa was playing there, and just the off the ball movement, what she was doing there. That first quarter was closer than definitely some of the other ones. I haven't got the actual figure, but if memory serves me right, 22-17.
32-17.
32-17. But the first 5 minutes especially as well, and Vanessa hasn't stopped working all game. It's good to see her. It's a very tough game for Manchester. I think anybody that plays Nottingham is going to, feel the same after a game like that.
Well, I'm not worried by it. They've been blown out today, but I'm not thinking, oh no, we're in trouble here. What I'm thinking is that it's the first game back. It was always going to be a tough one. They just need a game or 2 to just get back into it, and we know how strong this Mystics team is. We know the caliber of players that we've got. Maybe playing a team like Nottingham your first game back to a baptism of fire, but I'm not worried. They'll bounce back from this. I'm sure of it.
And they've got quite a tight schedule coming up as well. So they've obviously been off for the last couple of months to make up those games as well.
But they need games. Like we said, they need games to get back into it. So
when we're back here on the 17th of March, we might be in a very different position.
Maybe. Hopefully they'll have found the flow by then, and we'll be back to winning ways. But
so Manchester currently sitting at 1 win and 2 losses in the standings, while Nottingham are 3 wins and 3 losses.
So we're going to be back very shortly with the Bondi Bowls Player of the Game, which is going to be Vanessa Accra. So Kaz, it's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you.
Hooping Kazzy B is what she goes by on Twitter. I just go as brand 161 MCR. So hit me up sometime. Let's argue.
And if you want all the coverage of women's basketball, WBBL, WNBL, WNBA, we're talking trade.
Yeah.
Join us on the Kaz and Daz show live on YouTube, 8:00 every Thursday with Focus Hoops.
Do it. And I'll be on, as always, Below the Rim with Josh Bett, Pablo, and Io, talking all things BBL. Lots to talk about at the moment. So, yeah, look us all up. And we'll see you next time here at Bellevue.
So stay with us and we'll have the Bondi Bowls presentation shortly.